Everyone, good morning. Today is Monday, November 17th. We're going to get started with our meeting today. And to do that, we'll get started with the preamble. Madam Secretary?
Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning, this Monday, November 17th. 2025. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We have provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We have also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that. Can we call the roll, please?
Sure. Mr. Madison,
Present.
Ms. Faith,
Present.
Ms. Holzer,
Present.
Ms. Roga will be absent this morning, and Ms. Wilson.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 4 members. So at this time, we should announce to the appellants that with 4 members, they run the risk of a tied vote. If there's a tied vote, the variance is denied. At this time, the appellants may request a postponement to a future date when we have 5 members.
All right, is there any appellant present who would want to postpone their calendar number until we have 5 board members present? All right. Not hearing anything, so it looks like we'll move forward. Do we have any postponements or withdrawals, Madam Secretary?
Yes, we have one withdrawal. That is calendar number 25-110 at 11128 Forest Avenue. Natasha Clark, owner, proposing to construct a single-family residence. At this time, the appellants are withdrawing the appeal.
Okay, any other postponements or does that conclude?
That concludes everything.
Okay, very good. So I will go up to the top of the agenda and call the first case. This is calendar number 25-200. Do we have Elizabeth and Daniel? Don't let me butcher your name, present.
Check.
Okay, come forward. And while you do that, I'll have Ms. Holzer read in the case, please.
Our first case is calendar number 25-200. This is at 3243 West 153rd Street. Elizabeth and Daniel Konchak, sorry if I butchered your last name. Okay. Owners proposed to erect a 2-story rear living and bedroom addition attached to an existing dwelling in an A1 one-family residential district. The owners appeal for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there is one. Madam Chair, do you want to do the oath or should I? Mr.
Yeah,
Madison?
I can do the oath.
Okay.
That's fine.
I will hand it over to you for the oath.
All right, so I'm going to swear in all who are present to give testimony in this matter. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You'll raise your right hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, give your address. Why don't I start with you?
Daniel Konchak, Konschak.
Oh, your microphone's
Yes,
up, push the
great,
green
thank
button.
you.
Yeah, it's for online, so it doesn't amplify in here.
Daniel Konchak, Konschak, West 153rd, 3243.
All right, and do you swear?
I do.
All right, thank you for that. I'll go to you next.
Elizabeth Konchak, Konschak, and the address is 3243 West 153rd Street in Cleveland, 44111, and I do swear.
Okay, thank you.
Charles Slife, I do, SLIFE, 601 Lakeside Avenue.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there anyone online? It looks like I could see Jill. Go ahead and swear in.
Hi, Jill Brandt, 2220 Worcester Road, Rocky River, Ohio, 44116, and I do swear.
Okay, and just spell your name for our court reporter, please.
I'm sorry, it's Jill, Brandt.
All right, thanks for that. Anyone else looking to speak in this matter? All right, hearing none, we'll go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that a permit was issued to erect a single-family dwelling and a garage in 1952. There are no variances on file and nothing of note in the more recent history. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we have legal, please? Oh, we don't have legal. All right, Madam Secretary, do you mind stepping in for Mary? I'm reading our legal standard.
Sure. Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is requesting an area variance from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, the appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Who would like to go first from the project team? Would it be Jill? All right, Jill, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you. Yes, we are proposing an approximately 22-foot by 18-foot two-story addition to the back of the house. The existing house is non-conforming with its side yard setback. We are setting back our proposed addition further from the existing house. We are at 6 feet 7 inches. And to be honest, that's really kind of the limit of where we can go with this addition. We have on the right-hand side, the driveway, we have an existing kitchen window. So to move it any further, I guess it would be to the south, to get that 10 feet would really be disrupting the driveway and the ability to use the garage as it stands. There is a potential phase two to move the garage, but again, in terms of budgeting and cost prohibitiveness, construction prices being what they are right now, this is really the limits that we have, is where that it's a narrow lot as well, so that really limits our ability to shift. But we think that the addition is in keeping in scale with the neighborhood. We do see a few other similar additions on this street and certainly elsewhere within this neighborhood. So I think that, these are smaller homes built on smaller lots, and it's a great neighborhood and people want to stay and need more living space. So I think, this is the minimum that we need to make this work. It's not making the conditions any worse for the neighbors. And I know they are on good terms and have spoken with the neighbors about this. And so we just feel that, this is in keeping in scale and architectural style with the neighborhood and allows them to develop their property as others are able to do so.
All right, thank you for that. I'll now turn to the table. Either of you like to give comment?
Sure, yeah. We have 4 kids and we're in this little bungalow and we just love the neighborhood. Our kids all go to school in the neighborhood. We're real involved with the community, with the park across the street, with our kids all have practice in the park across the street. We love it. But we can't stay in this house with 4 kids. We've been looking for a house in the neighborhood for years that is big enough to accommodate us and we can't find it. So this is our solution. And we really need, we only have 2 bedrooms now, so we're in there. So we're hoping to be able to add 3 bedrooms on the top. So like Jill said, if we move it any further to the south, we we go on the driveway, we have to redo our whole kitchen because the window is there and it's just not feasible. We've spoken to our neighbors. They're supportive. We got real positive comments back, like, glad you guys are staying in the neighborhood. We hope this all works out for you. In fact, our neighbor right to the north of us is our son's first grade teacher, and she was supportive too. So, yeah.
Okay, anything to add?
No, she said it all.
All right, Councilman.
I'm promised to be here for less time than I was last time. I think this is pretty open shut. We lose people in the neighborhood because of circumstances like this, where we have smaller houses. The neighborhood's really desirable though. So anything we can do to allow people to expand their homes to stay, I'm in support of. Again, just pointing out that the existing structure is already non-conforming. This is actually further from the property line than the existing structure. So I don't see any issues here. This is just another example of our zoning code maybe being a little out of date and being written for the a type of development that Cleveland wasn't even experiencing at the time. So I just ask for your support, and I'm excited to see this go forward.
Awesome. Thanks, Councilman. All right, any questions from the board?
I have no questions, Madam Chair. I could go with a motion if there's
Okay.
nothing else.
I'll hear from city planning before we move.
Yep.
Good morning. Thank you. This is Xavier Bay representing City Planning. We're in support of the variances being requested. As was mentioned, they're not encroaching into the side yard any more than the existing home already stands. We don't see any issues with the variances. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bay. Ms. Faith, go right ahead with your motion, please.
Great, thank you. Given the testimony we've heard today, reiterating what Mr. Bay just said with regard to existing setbacks, and what the councilman said with regard to the neighborhood, they're right across the street from Impet Park, close to a shopping center, highly desirable neighborhood, virtually impossible to find housing in that neighborhood. So with all that being said, calendar number 25-200, I move approval.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. Do we have a second?
This is Board Member Marcus Madison. I second.
All right, thanks, Mr. Madison. Can we call the vote, please?
Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Mr. Madison?
Yes.
Ms. Faith?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Calendar number 25-200 is granted. This will be ratified next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you can give us a call next Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, you're quite welcome. Good luck with your project.
Thank you.
All right, we're next going to call calendar number 25-201. Do we have Daniel Kiefer available? Okay, perfect. While you come forward, we'll have Ms. Holzer reading the case.
Our next case is calendar number 25-201. This is a violation notice regarding 2298 West 19th Street. Daniel Kiefer, owner, appeals under the authority of Section 76-6 of the Charter of the City of Cleveland and Section 329.02D of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances from the decision of the City of Cleveland Department of Health and Division of Environment to issue the violation notice on September 26, 2025 for failure to comply with Section 211.02 of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances, which states that all building materials, lumber, boxes, machinery, containers, raw materials, junk, and any other substance which may provide harborage for insects or rodents shall be kept, stored, handled in a manner acceptable to the Commissioner of Environmental Health. And this was filed on October 10th, 2025. With that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it over to you for the oath.
All right, thank you. I'll go ahead and swear in all of those who are present for this matter. If you're in the room, you may come forward. If you're online, just please raise your hand so that we know that you're here for this matter. I'll start with you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your right hand. Reply with I do. State your name, spell your name, and give us your address.
Excuse me, sir. Can you click the red square on the microphone? Thank you.
Thank you. I do. Daniel Kiefer, Kiefer,
All right, and give your address.
2298 West 19th Street.
All right, thank you for that. Anyone else wishing to speak in this matter? All right. Is Mr. Chambers here for this? Mr. Chambers, is this your matter?
I have the inspector here. He's just in my office. I'm gonna switch seats with him. His name is Dantes Anderson.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Can you state your name and spell your name?
Dantes Anderson, Dontez, last name Anderson.
All right, and give your professional address, please.
6809. Talking about my home address? Are you looking at home
Your
address? It's home
your
address.
work address. Your work
My work
address.
address, 75 View Plaza.
All right, thank you for that. Anyone else looking to speak in this matter? All right, with that, we'll go to legal, please.
Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is appealing a violation notice issued by the Cleveland Department of Health and Division of the Environment. The standard of review is whether the administrative decision was illegal, arbitrary, capricious, unreasonable, or unsupported by the preponderance of substantial, reliable, and probative evidence. If the appellant fails to meet this burden, the administrative decision must be affirmed. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. We'll now start with you, Mr. Kiefer. Do you want to tell us why you made this appeal, please?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Daniel Kiefer. I'm the owner of 2298 West 19th Street. And I'm here because I received a rat violation notice dated September 12th, 2025. In the process, that notice was contradictory and unsupported by any evidence. On September 12th, I met with Inspector Anderson, who came to my property and told me directly that he saw no rodent activity and stated the violation was dismissed. Despite that, later I received a written notice dated for the same day with no photos, inspection notes, and no explanation. I
want to slow you down just a little bit. We've got a
Yes.
court reporter online and she's taking down everything you say.
Okay.
And if you go too fast, you might overwhelm her.
Okay.
Keep going.
I made repeated attempts to get clarification, but received no responses in these communications that are included in Exhibit C in the appeal summary that I had submitted when I had forwarded the information. To demonstrate full compliance, I submitted Exhibit A, which were date stamped photos showing clean ground, sealed containers, and unused bait stations that I had proactively purchased the date I had received the violation. Exhibit B, which is a resident declaration confirming that no rats have been seen by anyone living at the property. Exhibit D, which are photos surrounding conditions, including construction debris, trash at the adjacent property, which present a far more likely source of rodent activity than my maintained property, and Exhibit E, which were copies of the violation notices for reference. Taken together, and the inspector's own statements, the absence of evidence, and documented condition of the property all show that I'm requesting the violation to be dismissed with a formal dismissal and written confirmation. Thank you.
All right, so you mentioned that you met with the inspector and the inspector stated that he gave you a green light, that everything was clear. Was that in writing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Mr. Anderson, you want to chime in here?
Yes, first of all, I went there because it was a complaint. Somebody had a complaint for the back house. It's a two-family house. It's two houses on that complaint. And when I got there, I did observe some base stations. Them base stations been there. He haven't just put them there. They've been there. So evidently he had some kind of problem because he wouldn't have bought no base station for nothing. So I did assume that he had some kind of problem. Ain't nobody go buy base stations, they don't have no problem.
Okay, can you tell us what you saw that would have led you to making the violation?
First of all, I've seen some base stations. People usually put base stations out because they have a rodent problem. People don't put base stations out for nothing. And evidently it's a new house built next to his property. So evidently maybe somebody, somebody had made this complaint. It would just come out the sky. And it said the back house. It didn't say the front house. So I went and knocked at the door. Nobody didn't answer. And so when I came back out there, me and him talked. He observed there wasn't no problem. So I gave him a no code violation. I cleared the situation up. I don't know why we're still here if I waived a no code violation for him.
Okay, so you're stating that you waived the violation and that there is no violation at the time that was cited?
Yeah, no, not at the time when I first went out there, I didn't. When I went back out there and talked to him, and me and him talked about the situation, and he said that, he just did it because they built a new house next to him. That's when I gave him a no code violation. I cleared the situation up, and everything. It was just a misunderstanding. Somebody, I don't know who, they won't say no name on there, who had the complaint, just had the address.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can someone from the city chime in about if the inspector has stated that there's no violation? Over, Director, I see your hand, or Chief Leonard, can you chime in, please?
Madam Chair, I think the inspector could clarify, but I think when he first went out there, he wrote the violation. And
Yes.
then when he went back out there, so there was a violation, and I'm assuming maybe that's what Mr. Kiefer is appealing, was from the first visit. And it was after the second visit that the inspector wrote that there was no code violation.
Yes,
Okay, so if he wrote that there's no code violation, doesn't that take care of the violation itself?
yes.
Chief Leonard?
I'm going to defer to the agency that wrote the violations.
Yes, it does.
Okay, any questions from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, just want to note that there are two violation notices that are part of this appeal. One was written on, and these are handwritten, I could pass them to you, but one was written on August 20th. And the boxes that were checked are 211.02 regarding abate the nuisance of rodents, insects, or vermin, and abate rodent vermin harborage. That was on 8/20/25. And then the second one was September 12th, 2025, and one box was checked stating that it to abate the rodent vermin harborage. And they're both both signed by the inspector. Just wanted to, you have this in the
Misunderstanding.
Oh, yes.
That
we
was,
did
that was
receive
my
this
misunderstanding. That
materials.
was my mistake on that one.
What was your mistake, Inspector?
Since I went back out there again, somebody told me to go back out there and I didn't, I should have went back out there. So that's why I cleared it up when I went to talk to him. So that was my mistake on that one.
Okay.
That's why I cleared the violation up for him, took care of it.
Okay, got it. Thank you for clearing that up. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, it sounds like both of the violations have been cleared up as the inspector indicates. So, given that, I move we vote in favor of the appellant.
Okay, we have a motion to, a motion not to uphold the city's administrative decision. Is there a second?
Board Member Holzer, I second.
All right, can we call the vote?
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Count number 25-201 is granted. The decision is overturned. This will be ratified next Monday, and we will send the appellant a letter.
All right, that concludes this matter, Mr.
Madam
Kiefer.
Chair, sorry,
Oh.
just a quick question. There was
Sure.
no fine, there was no fine incurred in this, was there?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Faith. All right, we will conclude this matter. Thanks for being here, Inspector. We'll call the next case, the next several cases. Do we have someone present from Lifelong Homes and someone by the name of Frank Stump?
Thank you everyone for your time and professionalism. Have a great day.
Absolutely, you too. Do we have anyone present from Lifelong Homes? Okay, please come forward. Are you also Frank Stump?
No.
Okay, do we have Frank Stump present?
No, he couldn't make it.
Okay, are you gonna just be here on his behalf then?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll now have Ms. Hoser read in the case,
Sure.
please.
Our next 1, 2, 3, our
Yes,
next
sis.
6 cases are calendars number 25-205, 206, 207, 208, 209, and 210. This is regarding 2905 through 2937 West 14th Street. For the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases, there's only one section that we'll be speaking to, and for the last one, there are 2. Lifelong Homes LLC proposes to erect a 4-story frame, single-family residence with attached garage in a D2 multifamily residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, which again, for the first 5 cases, there is one section, and the last one, there are 2. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it over to you for the oath.
All right, thanks, Ms. Hoser. I'll go ahead and swear in all who are present for this matter. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You'll raise your right hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
I do. Wayne Francis, WAYNE-FRANCIS, 2915 West 14th Street, Cleveland, 44113.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else present wishing to speak in this matter? All right, Donna, I can see you waving. Go right ahead and swear in, please.
Good morning, everyone. Donna Gregonis with Tremont West. Our office address is 2406 Professor Avenue in Cleveland. Thank you.
All right, and do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I swear to tell the truth.
All right,
I
thank you
do.
so much. Anyone else looking to speak in this matter? All right, hearing none, we'll go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that for these addresses, for 2905 West 14th Street, a garage was erected on the property in 1922. For 2915, a permit was issued to erect a dwelling and a garage. For 2929, and that was in 1913. For 2929 West 14th Street, a permit was issued in 1902 to erect a dwelling, in 1927 to erect a garage. And for 2937, a permit was issued to erect a dwelling on the site in 1893, an auto shed in 1911, a garage addition in 1923, a building addition was erected on the property in 1926. There are no records for the addresses of 2911, 2933, and 2933 West 14th Street in our system. There, we did find two variances for these addresses. One variance is for 2905 West 14th Street. This board, let me make sure I got this right. This board denied a variance to maintain an 11-room rooming home in a multifamily district, and that's at the 2905 West 14th address. That was in 1968 in calendar 68-776. So there was a request made to establish a rooming home in that property, and that was denied by this board. And then for the address of 2937 on West 14th Street, this same appellant in August of 2022 was granted a variance to change use of the single-family dwelling at the 2937 address to office use for up to 30 persons in the multifamily district. There were conditions that the hours of operation would be Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and no weekend hours. And I think that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you for that. Can we have legal, please?
Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is requesting an area variance from the minimum lot width requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, the appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. All right, we'll go to you. You have the floor. Please tell us about your project.
Sure. It's 4 lots. The 2 addresses you don't see, that's because you got the updated plat map instead of the old one. Okay. There's basically 6 homes going in. And due to some of the conditions we had to meet through Tremont West and stuff, we had to redesign it and stuff, which we did. But in doing so, no one caught until the last minute that the lots were not going to be the minimum size for single-family homes. So I'm asking for a variance because I can build in the same lot. There's no requirement for duplexes or triplexes. But I don't want to build those. I want to build single-family homes. So I just need the lots to be able to be a little bit thinner so I can actually, because the minimum square footage for a lot is 4,800. We're at 4,805 with the thinner lots. So we meet the conditions on one side, but not on the other. So we need to make the lots 31 feet long to do single-family homes. And then on the very last lot, the second condition for that one is we're 3 feet off of the property line, which is what the code requires us to be. The home on the far south side is only 2 feet from their property line. So we need the variance for that so we can build 3 feet off of our property line.
Have you done any diligence to ensure that being in such close proximity is not going to be a problem?
Yes, we've worked with the fire marshals and stuff, and we're compliant with them. They just want us to make sure that we fire rate the wall that's going to be within the 5 feet of the other property and not 6.
All right. And then what about like any sort of geotechnical issues? Do you have any of that present being so close?
I don't, but everything was submitted through different entities. The city has everything. All departments have it. And we're still waiting on approvals for some of the stuff to come back to us. We're seeking the zoning variant and stuff so we can move forward.
Okay. And then did you at some point consider just having less lots?
We did. This is my 4th rendering of what we want to build. Our very first one was 12 units. And it was such a hassle with Tremont West that I've scrapped the entire idea twice. This is my 3rd renderings to try to get approved. So the only other thing is to basically, like I say, take it completely out of Tremont West and everybody else and put up duplexes. Instead of it being 6 homes, it'll be 8. Because I can do duplexes and there's no variances needed for anything. Which I don't want to do. I don't want to live in a duplex.
Understood. All right. Any questions from the board?
I'm interested to hear from city planning and Ms. Gregonis.
That would be next. Ms. Gregonis, you have the floor.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hello. This is
morning.
Donna. Good morning. This is Donna Gregonis with Tremont West Development Corporation. So I have worked with the developer quite a bit before he had any renderings created. And he was very amenable to many changes. And I would like to add to the developer that it wasn't just us, Tremont West, who was giving you a problem. It was Planning Commission, Design Review, etc. They had a lot of comments and things to weigh in. But we weren't aware of these variances when we were reviewing the project. So these are all very new, and I wasn't even sure what the project was going to look like today. And that's mostly why I'm here. I've reviewed a lot of my notes from the public meetings we've had regarding the project. And at that time, we only reviewed it for design review, really, because that's the only thing we thought we could do. And there were some changes made that would like to, say that we appreciate it. The community appreciates that there were some changes made to the designs to be more contextual, but we're not here for that today because that already went to Planning Commission. We're here for the variances. And from the Economic Development Committee, which is made up of board members and other residents in the neighborhood, there was a lengthy discussion in January when the developer came between the architect, developer, and the community members. And to summarize the discussion, the concerns that were noted are the massing of the project was too large for the site. The project and architecture were not consistent with the context of this street and this neighborhood. The potential variances on this project are in excess of the customary approvals that have been granted in the past. And 4, there is not a 5-story development that has been successful as proof of concept. And several community members were troubled by the loss of the 3 historic homes, in addition to the councilman at the time from our neighborhood. And after much discussion, Tremont West Development Corporation, the Economic Development Committee members voted to not support this project due to the massing and scale of the project. And the expected variances, see, at the time we weren't sure what the variances might be. And the fact that the project is not consistent with the fabric of West 14th Street and the overall neighborhood is why they voted not to support the project, which was an unanimous vote by the economic development members. And then, yes, so that's most of it. And I would just say that this is not a personal decision. This is the Economic Development Committee, which weighs in, which really takes into consideration comments from Planning Commission, city planning, and the community. That we received many letters, phone calls. I would tell you this was, even now, people are still talking about this project. And I know Councilman McCormick and more who are not in office anymore, they talked about putting a moratorium on demolitions because of this project in the entire neighborhood after this had gone to Planning Commission. And I know we spoke with the soon-to-be council person about similar moratoriums and expanding the historic district to try to curb projects like this. I think looking at the current site adds a lot. But so this is a very complicated project because the developer has done a lot of the things necessary and it is his property. And he plans to live here, I believe, still after it's developed. And I think, so it's a very complicated case. And I wanted to add that, but we have not reviewed the project again with these, I guess, new variances. I wasn't even really clear what we were doing here today. So thank you for letting me talk. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gregonis. City Planning?
Good morning. My name is Xavier Bay, representing City Planning. Yep. This project came before City Planning Commission earlier in February this year, and primarily that's due to the requirement for design review, as well as the lot splits, because the lot splits are substandard lots, and basically the code requires that applicants go before City Planning Commission approval to get a substandard lot approved. So these were already approved by City Planning Commission. We're standing in alignment in that, supporting the variances for, mainly because a lot of the variances you see here are for substandard lots, development occurring on a lot when a minimum lot width is 40 feet. And so, yeah, other development, no matter the scale on a substandard lot, would typically require similar variances. So we're in support.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Do we have site plans, Mr. Bay?
We do. Let's see. Brittany, you want to go ahead?
Okay. Thank you. Oop.
There it is.
Madam Chair, just to Xavier quickly, so just so that we're clear, the lot split has already occurred.
That's correct. The subdivisions for this has already gone through the process. I do see Shannon Leonard with her hand raised, so I would defer to her for other clarity, I guess, that may be needed.
Chief Leonard, did you want to chime in?
Yes, Madam Chair. So the reason why that they're here today is in the city of Cleveland, when you create a substandard lot, it requires City Planning Commission approval to approve those substandard lots. What happens is when you then have new construction, each unit will then need a variance for the minimum lot width, even though it is already been approved to be substandard. So that's why they are here today.
Okay, thank you for that, Chief. Ms. Faith, I think you were gonna ask some questions maybe about the site plan?
Well, I'm just looking it over. It looks like we've got entrance off of 14th and 13th and a drive. And I think the issue of the side setback to the adjoining house on the south has been addressed. I can't read the front yard setback because it falls into the gray space. of the front yard. I'm really not seeing anything, that isn't terribly unusual. The design and massing has already gone through design review. Is that, just clarify that for me, Mr. Bay?
Is correct.
Right. So right here, right before us is really just the variances for the substandard lots, which Ms. Leonard explained. So,
And we also have consideration of the minimum required distance between main buildings, which is the one that concerns me. So I guess Chief Leonard, is it standard to approve building so close to an adjoining building?
Yes, I mean, City Planning Commission has the ability to approve the design of this building. Is that a variance that's being requested today?
Yeah, this is in calendar number 25-210, variance number 2.
And it says, can you state it, please?
Sure, it just says section 357.09 B2 states that the minimum required distance between main buildings on adjoining lots is 6 feet and the appellant is proposing 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's a variance that they are able to request. It's a typical variance that comes before this board.
Okay. I think you had some additional comments. Donna, did you want to chime in?
Yes, sorry for chiming in again. I just wanted to add that a lot of the residents, we spent hours having to deal with a lot of comments. And I think because there's been such a lapse in the time that it was reviewed, people are not here now. But I don't think a lot of them are aware that this is on the agenda. A lot of people came to our office and came to the meetings, complaining about the alleyway and the lack of being able to turn around in the alleyway. And I know that the developer did work on the site plan before that, but even after, I know a lot of residents had concerns about that. And when it was going through review, everyone sort of thought that there was nothing that they could do and there were no options. So people weren't clear that there was a variance or not because it was being proposed as though there might not be any variances as well. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
And
Any other questions from the board? Oh, Chief Leonard, go right ahead.
Madam Chair, could the appellant explain on the 2937 West 14th, where it states the minimum required distance between main buildings on adjoining lots is 6 feet, and he's proposing 5? Does he mean between his own 6 buildings that is the proposal is 5?
No. Between all the buildings, starting from the left side of the photo here, those first 3 buildings there's 6 feet between each one of those. On the right side, the first 2, there's 6 feet between those. It's the last one on the very far right-hand side that we are 3 feet off of my property line, but the house that is right beside that is only 2 feet off of their property line.
So I believe what he's saying is that he meets his own side yard setback, but it's
Right.
the existing nature of the house to the east that does not meet the setback requirements.
Which is the concern that I raise, because it seems like, I mean, this one is 3 feet off and then the neighbors is 2 feet off. That just seems extremely close. And I just want to hear that the city has done something to make sure that that is okay to do.
Yeah, we've already
Yeah.
gotten we've gotten approval from the fire marshal.
Okay,
He came in with all his requirements and stuff, and we've been approved for that.
okay.
So, and with her regards to the alleyway, there's nothing I can do in the alley to make it where anyone can turn around and stuff at all. The alley's like 10 feet wide. There's nothing I can do to the alley. But we have a driveway that's going all the way through from 14th Street to the alley. So one of the conditions they put in is they wanted us to have 2 access points in and out of the development. So we had to go all the way to the alley. And we're putting in winged curves. you know, so they can come in and out from either direction. But as far as the other neighbors, there's only 2 houses on the street, 3 houses on the entire alley that even use the alley. And they couldn't turn around in there if they wanted to because it's a one-way.
Understood. All right, Chief, does that conclude your questions?
Yeah, and he won't be able to get his permits unless he complies with fire anyways.
Okay.
Right.
All right, thanks for confirming that. I'll call for questions from the board.
I have no further questions. He did previously state that the fire department had asked for him to increase the fire rating for that wall. So, that he will have to go through that, as Ms. Leonard said anyway, to make sure he satisfies that. So, with all that being said, actually, I'm satisfied and move approval of all the calendar numbers in this bundle, which are 25-205 to 25-210.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faith. We have a motion to approve all 6 calendar numbers. Is there a second?
Board Member
Holzer.
Madison.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Second. Thank you. Board Member Madison, second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Madison. Can we call the vote?
Ms. Holzer?
Yes.
Mr. Madison?
Yes.
Faith?
Sorry. Had my phone too close. Yes.
And Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Calendar numbers 25-205 through 210 are granted. They will be ratified next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank you.
All right, good luck with your project.
Yep, thank you.
We'll move to the next calendar number. This is calendar number 25-152. Do we have Samuel Rivera present? Yep, we've got one that we can bundle. So we'll hold off on that one and call it next. Is there someone from Casad Vida LLC? Yes, okay, come forward. We're gonna hear your cases now. And while you come forward, I'll have Ms. Hoser read in both cases.
Our next 2 cases are calendars number 25-176 and calendar number 25-100. This is regarding 3318 Mapledale Avenue and 3320 Mapledale Avenue. Casad Vida LLC owner proposes to establish a 6-person rooming house in one half of a duplex in a B1 2-family residential zoning district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 2 for both cases. These cases were postponed from October 27th due to a change in the adjudication language. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it over to you for the oath.
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and swear in all of you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You'll raise your right hand, reply with I do, state your name, and spell your name. I'll start with you.
My name is Harry Quiñones. I am the director, gonna be the director of Casa Vida Sober Living.
Okay, can you spell your name for me, please?
Yes, Quuinones.
All right, and spell your first name.
Harry, Harry.
Thank you, and give us your address.
Is my personal address.
Or you can give us Casad Vidas.
It's 3318 Mapledale Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44109.
Okay, and do you swear to tell the truth?
Pardon me?
Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next.
I do. My name is Siobhan Malave. Siobhan is spelled S-I-O, B as in boy, H-A-N as in Nancy. Malave is spelled M-A-L-A, V as in Victor, E. I'm the clinical director at Hispanic Umadop. Address is 3305 West 25th Street.
All right, thank you for that. Next.
Yes, I do. And my name is Maureen D. It's M-A-U-R-E-E-N. Reen, and the last name is Dee. And my home address is 1598 Oakwood Drive in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. But I'm here to support the address of 33220 Mapledale Avenue.
Okay, thank you for that. Next.
I do. My name is Harry Quinones Jr., Harry Quinones, Quinones, and I'm here supporting my father, 3318 Mapledale Avenue.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else present to speak in this case?
I am.
Yes, okay, come forward. We'll swear you in.
I do. My name is Edward De Jesus, last name. First name Edward Dejesus.
All right, and your address?
Personal address? 3318 Mapledale, Cleveland, Ohio, 44109.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Anyone else looking to speak in this matter? Anyone online? All right, I can see a couple of hands raised. We'll start with John. Why don't you swear in, please? John, we don't hear you speaking, but I can see that your hand is raised. What about you, Ruben?
There you go.
Yes, Ruben Mason, I do. 3763 West 120th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44111. And I'm here to support the project of Casa Vida.
Okay, thank you so much. John, I'll circle back to you. Are you there? All right, I can see that you just pressed mute, but when you were off mute, we could not hear you. So maybe we'll have you log out and log back in, and that may fix the issue. And then I'll just swear you in when we come back to you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in this matter online? All right, we'll go to history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our Records Administration Office, we found that in 1910, a permit was issued to erect a two-story dwelling. In 1911, a permit was issued to erect a two-story barn. And 1912, a permit was issued for an addition to the dwelling. 1967, a permit was issued for a chain link fence. There are no variances on file for the address, and in the more recent history, we see that there was rental registration in 2016. And that's all that I have that's relevant. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Can we have legal, please?
Oh goodness, I gotta zoom in on this one. Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is requesting a use variance and an area variance from the parking requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, the appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship, particularly to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance. Will 2, deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and 3, that granting of the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, the appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. So we have a few of you present who would like to go first on behalf of Casa Vida. Okay, state your name and give your comments.
Okay, yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Harry Quinones. I'm proposing this project. So, first of all, English is my second language. So, I'm proposing this project. This is a unique solar house because the program is going to be for a Spanish speaker. Not limited to them, but they are the target because I have 27 years of experience in the chemical dependency field. I know how my people they've been struggling in order to get recovery. So we are not a treatment program, we are a living, but so we're going to guide them and to help them in the process to get back in the society. So because I believe in that, because I am in recovery. I am 27 years and a half in the recovery process. I get my life straight back through the process. I'm helping others. This is my passion. So when I start my recovery in 1998, I start to work the program and the self-support group too. And I found this is my passion. But besides that, I worked 25 years in the fields, in different areas of the field, different kind of program, including residential treatment program, including outpatient treatment program, halfway houses. So, in my personal experience also sponsoring other guys in the program, working in the community for to do the better community. So I'm being active in the community for all that time. I have maintained a good engagement, community engagement. So I developed it in 1998, and I have maintained it until today. I have the support of also for Jasmine Santana. I have a letter here. I can give to you the letter. I don't know if you have the email that she sent last night. I have also a signature from the street, the resident. I have almost 3 pages of signature. I also have the support of religious leaders, the church in the corner, Elim Church, their pastor, Felipe Ruiz. I have the support from the church, Iglesia Nueva Vida, from Jose Reyes, pastor, the support. I also have the support from the Catholic Church, St. Michael Church, from the priest, Mark. I have the last name. I have the letter. Mark? Father Mark. Okay, Father Mark. I have the letters for them supporting the project. So my commitment is with the people. They've been dying because they don't have, many of them don't have, they want the recovery, but they don't have the support that they need in their primary language. So I think that this is a wonderful, fantastic project. The Casa Vida can be a whole modern house because I think it's gonna be the first, not only in Cleveland, I think in Ohio State. It's gonna be the first that can be a role model for other people to help their people in their languages. That's it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Should we go down the line or does someone else want to go next?
Yes, I'm the clinical director at Hispanic UMADAP.
Okay, state your name.
My name is Siobhan Malave. Hispanic UMADAP is Hispanic Urban Minority Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Outreach Program. We were founded in 1989 by Miguel Prieto, who is in recovery himself. And while he was starting his recovery journey, he realized there were no services in the city of Cleveland or the surrounding area for people whose primary language is Spanish. So we work in both prevention and treatment of substance use disorder. And I'm here to support Casa Vida because I see from firsthand experience how necessary these services are for people who speak Spanish and for our community. And as Harry already said, these services are available for everyone. People don't have to speak Spanish to come here. Without Casa Vida, our job becomes so much more difficult. We can treat people through our outpatient programs, but we don't have anywhere to send them after they leave in a safe, supportive environment that provides sober housing for people whose primary language is Spanish. So I am here to support Casa Vida and ask you to consider this very necessary service for our community.
Okay, thank you so much. Maureen, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Maureen D. Oh, sorry. My history is working in the substance use and mental health field. I was the director for 41 years of treatment and recovery services at Catholic Charities. And I have to say that Harry Quinones was one of our most appreciated employees in our Hispanic office. He left the position, and he now is doing this wonderful effort. I have to say that when we serve individuals in this that are in our bilingual, bicultural programs, to really help the individuals succeed in their recovery from substance use. Oftentimes they leave the treatment program not having a place to stay. And oftentimes they may move back into areas where there's a lot of temptation and difficulty with managing both in employment and sobriety. So the role of the sober house is so important as a transition to help them stay sober, be able to engage in employment and then transition into a life of more stability. So we have these sober homes for many individuals in the community that are English speaking. We don't have any for individuals who are Spanish speaking or of the Hispanic culture, mostly from Puerto Rico. And we just have this huge need, people leaving treatment, to be able to have stable housing and the opportunity to engage in employment. So I just wanted to say that this is a big need. And I think Harry is a very responsible person. These programs have standards that they have to meet in order to comply with state and local standards. So, he's very diligent about that. He understands exactly what has to happen. And he keeps everything very neat and tidy always. So this is going to be a great asset for the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll go to you next.
Yes.
Edward, correct?
Yes,
All
Edward De Jesus.
Okay.
Well, I will be resident assistant on the 3318 Mapledale as a assistant with the program of the recovery 12-step program, because I'm also in recovery too. I got 12 years in sobriety, thanks to God. And also I'm a member of a group called Nueva Vida, the Alcoholics Anonymous, and it's located like a couple of houses down, like another block down from that, and called Nueva Vida. And I also a secretary on that group and home group that will be taking those residents to the facility so they can get recovered in the program. And I'm real passionate about doing that because I can see the difference with the working a program for a better person to be a better person useful. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to you next.
I'm Harry Quinones Jr. I'm here in support of the project. I own a business in the neighborhood, and I can see the need for this type of service, right? We see a lot of, I own a store. So a lot of stores see in the neighborhood sees loitering or soliciting. So I want to emphasize the fact that we need more places and more projects like this in this community in particular. And I'm here in support of my father. I can say that he's worked my whole life. He's worked in this field. And I can say that he worked in Catholic Charities in their Hispanic offices. Although he did retire in 2020, I just want to point out that his work did not finish when he retired from his 9-to-5. He still runs AA meetings in the same community at Julia de Burgos, which is on Archwood, which is one street over. And also, he's been working on this project since 2020. So I want the board to know that this has been many years in the process, and he has good intentions, and this is his passion, and I'm here to support him.
Okay, thank you for that. So we'll now go online. Mr. Rubin, you want to chime in?
Yes, thank you. Yes, so once again, my name is Ruben Mason, and I'm here to support the project of Casa Vida because I feel that the approval of Casa Vida will be a significant asset to the community, especially for those that have a language barrier problem. Casa Vida will be fully bilingual, English, Spanish. So once again, when people get the help in a language they understand, they are more likely to stay. For example, myself, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I was 20 years trying to get the help in my language, and I found this project, and when I first heard of it, I fell in love with it because it's my native language. And thanks to Casa Vida and Harry Quinones, I'm sober now, like 3 years. And I'm not the only one. I run into a lot of people on the streets, and they tell me stories like they want the help and they want to stay. But it's difficult because sometimes a lot of these places they mistreat us. So I truly support Casa Vida and Harry Quinones because, like I say, we need more projects like this. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the comment. I know that we had John. We had some sound issues. Are you able to chime in now, John? If we can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. I'll go ahead and swear
Yes.
you in
Hey.
first before you give your comment. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, can you state your name and spell your name, please?
Yes, it's John Rakauskas, Rakauskas, architect.
All right, and give your address.
It's 4 Pearl Road, and that's Cleveland 44109.
All right, thank you for that. Go right ahead and give your comment.
All right, I've known Harry for a number of years. I've worked on a couple of projects with him, including a daycare, actually a couple of daycares. And I worked a little bit for Harry's son on a commercial project on Memphis. And I have nothing about the family and Harry. And I support the project.
All right, thank you so much for your comment. Do we have any questions from the board at this time?
I would like to hear from city planning, but also I'm curious if city planning can clarify just, I have some understanding of what a rooming house is, but really what the difference is between a rooming house and then just like a traditional rental.
All right, Mr. Bay, you want to chime in or do we want to kick that to Chief Leonard?
Good morning. I could start it off, and I guess I'll hand it off to Shannon for if more clarification is needed. So I think to clarify, your question is, what's the difference between a rooming home and a traditional, like leasing unit?
Yeah, so what would be stopping them from just having individual leases for each of their bedrooms if they wanted to go that route?
Okay, understood. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, rooming homes, I think I might actually just go ahead and hand this off to Shannon to reduce any type of confusion. But because, yeah, I think she would be able to answer that kind of more specifically between the whole leasing scenario.
All right, Chief Leonard, can you chime in for us, please?
Yes, Madam Chair. So a rooming house is more transient in nature. It is multiple people beyond a dwelling unit, if you will, a one family dwelling unit or a two family dwelling unit, which is what they're in, is they may be renting out by the room or by the bed. We don't really look at the civil finances, if you will, in this sense, but a rooming house is really defined as a place where you have more transient living in which people they're housing more people per bedroom, but they're using shared common facilities such as a kitchen, bathing, and other common living areas. Previously, this was adjudicated as a residential facility, but at the last, they did not meet the definition under 325 as a state licensed residential facility, but more so as they've stated, as a sober living home in which groups of people, 6 in each unit, will be living there, but they will be using shared common facilities such as kitchen, bathing, things of that, and living space. And then they will be housed in the bedrooms, obviously. There was also, I believe, on-site supervision and employees, as this is an organization. Does that help answer the question?
It does. I think I'm trying to, it does clarify the question. I'm just curious if they just were operating as a traditional duplex, what the occupancy would be versus they're proposing 12, right? So how many more people would be on site versus if they just went the regular route of renting it out?
So if it was 2 family dwelling units, it would be 1 dwelling unit per side. Essentially, it's 1 family per each side. And then there's the family definition of no more than 3 people related by blood, but we really haven't enforced that, as that is a kind of tricky situation to enforce.
Thank you.
All right, do we have other questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair, I think if we could just kind of, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, great. If we could go over the basics of how many bedrooms, how many occupants per bedroom, hours of operation, security, what the parking situation is.
Okay, I don't want to overwhelm them, so we'll let them do one at a time. So the first one
Sure.
was how many bedrooms and how many occupants? Who wants to take it?
So the house have 8 bedrooms and 4 baths.
Okay, is that on one side or is that in
No,
total?
in both sides.
Okay.
So it's a side-by-side house,
Okay,
as Ms. Leonard said, duplex house. One side it have 4 rooms and 2 baths. The other side have 4, excuse me, 4 rooms and 2 baths.
okay, so 4 rooms on each side and then how
Madam-
many? Chief, yes?
They're proposing 6 occupants per unit.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Ms. Faith, so that was your first question. What was your next one?
The parking, about the parking. So
Well,
the,
Parking next, that's fine.
Parking, okay, go right ahead.
okay, so the house have, in the back has, parking for 4 cars. Plus, 2 parking in the car garage, have 6 parking in the back. Also, 1 driveway have capacity for 4 cars, totaling 10 parking spots inside the property. We do not need to park outside of the street because the house has plenty of spot for parking.
Okay, Ms. Faith, go right ahead.
Okay, just want to make sure none of those parking spaces are within 10 feet of any opening of the houses. Doesn't look, okay. Next was security.
All right, can you address the security?
So we are 3. So I am the director, but I am also resident assistant. So we are 3 working together in the professional setting. We've been taking care is Mr. Edward de Jesus, Mr. Ruben Massin, and myself. We want to be covering all day long, since early morning to late night. So we have also one of the residents that live in the house. In this kind of houses, we call that resident father house. So the father house is overnight because live in the house. And he taking care because we also have cameras in all the premises of the house, including the common areas inside the house.
All right, so that covers security. Ms. Faith, was there a last one?
I think tied to security was the hours of operation, and I think he mentioned that a little bit, like early AM to late PM, but could he be more specific?
Tell us the hours that you will operate.
Okay. So, Edward, so the resident assistant here, so he work in the morning. He's gonna be working in the morning, like 7 to 3. And Ruben is going to 4 to 11 or 3 to 10. And I'm be here too during the day. So I'm be there always like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. until 8 or 9 p.m. So the father house live in the house, and so when he come to his work, so he stay in the house. So we also have access to the cameras, and we are checking the premises all the time.
So I want to clarify that in
Name.
Harry Quinones Jr. I want to clarify that in these type of homes, there's always somebody that's determined as the father of the house, and that's the individual that's in charge when none of the other 3 individuals are there, and they oversee the house overnight. And if there's an incident or if anything occurs, they would call either my father or Edward or Ruben. So this is the structure. So there's always somebody paying attention and working the house at all hours of the day.
That's beside the cameras.
Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Bay, does city planning take a position on this project?
Good morning. My name is Xavier Bay, representing city planning. Just to recap what we heard here, so the proposal is a side-by-side duplex with 6 persons in each. Rooming homes are first allowed in multifamily districts, but this property is within a 2-family district surrounded by other single-family, 2-family home uses. And so typically, we'd actually look at the context. And so also looking at the further extending more of the context, this property is also near a high-frequency bus line on West 25th Street, which would be really supportive for the population that they're serving. It's also near other local health institutions, which is something that we also try to consider. So there's Metro Health on West 25th Street. There's also Renee Jones Crisis Center nearby, and Esperanza a bit further away, but there's also Julio de Burgos, as the applicants has mentioned. And so with that all considered, it's kind of a hard decision to say if it is actual contextual or not. But it is also an understanding that there's always some type of staff on site to manage the services. And so that would lead to believe that there's not really going to be as much of an impact in the 2-family context of the neighborhood. And so I'll also mention this is a much needed service throughout the community of Cleveland, and the operators are well experienced. And so we're inclined to support the variances.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Bay. It
Madam
also
Chair.
looks like the applicants have submitted 3 pages of a petition to support Casa Vida Sober Living. It looked like there's about 30, maybe 35 signatures included in this petition, who are all in support. I guess I'll ask Madam Secretary, do we have any other correspondence regarding this project?
We do. I have an email from a Paul Kirk. I think I saw his address in here somewhere. Oh, okay. He states that he lives at 3415 Mapledale Avenue. He bought the house in 1999. He chose Brooklyn Center because of its location, diversity, and the fact that it is rather quiet for a city neighborhood. He states, I've been through all sorts of things here, from serving as a vice president and treasurer of the Brooklyn Center Community Association, participating in neighborhood cleanups, garden tours, cemetery tours, planting flowers around the neighborhood for beautification, leading a team to clean up the old Brooklyn Center burial ground, and seeing that we got the arch for identification and neighborhood pride. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I've also dealt with reporting regular drug deals across the street from my home. I am absolutely opposed to allowing the owners of 3318-3320 Mapledale to use one half of that duplex for for a 6-person rooming house. I've been in that house many times when it was owned by Adam and Margaret. I cannot imagine 6 people living in half that house. That alone doesn't seem right. I know nothing about the current owner, but I do know that companies like this care nothing about the people in the neighborhoods they infiltrate. They only care about money and making big profits. That is blatantly obvious when you consider that they want to make a 6-person rooming house in half of this duplex. I do not want this across the street from where I live. If they want a structure for a 6-person boarding house, they should look at buying an apartment. The complex on the corner of Archwood and West 33rd is for sale. And he did state that he would be attending virtually. I don't know if he's on here or not.
Yeah, I saw that. I do not see Paul Kirk has joined online. So I'll give the appellant an opportunity, or any of you an opportunity, to speak to Mr. Paul Kirk's comments, which mainly he states, you know, it's impossible to have 6 people living in one side of the duplex. Who wants to take it? State your name and give your comment.
I could make a comment, having, operated residential programs through Catholic Charities. It's very common for neighborhoods to feel nervous about the idea that we're working with individuals in recovery in homes. But I think the point is that there's a strict eligibility criteria for these programs. There's state standards that are required they be followed. The individuals who are living here while they're getting back on their feet. So they will be working. They will be contributing to the community. They will be participating in, the recovery groups in the church. So it's actually, a very safe proposition, but I do understand that people get nervous because they think, we're housing a bunch of individuals who aren't responsible, and that is totally not the case. We're contributing to the future of the community by helping them be healthy and working and paying taxes and all of the things that responsible people do.
Okay. Please go right ahead. Say your name.
So in the community engagement that we were performing during the last 2 weeks, so the people that we talk in the streets, most of the people, they are very happy. As Ms. Maurindi report, some people are scary about that. It's the same happened when we were meeting where today is Julia de Burgos Art Centers. Before was church. It was too many AA meetings over there. They were moving, so they stay. They decide to talk to us. Okay, you can stay there, but we saw they were skeptics because the same thing, the worry about the people with addictive or alcoholic people. Nowadays, they are happy to having us because we have demonstrated the people in recovery, we are responsible. So we want to be, acceptable, responsible, and productive member of the society.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll also ask John, thank you very much. I will summarize. We have 4 letters of support here. One of them is from Reverend Felipe Ruiz, and he states that he is the pastor of Elim Church, which is located at West 25th and Mapledale. He states that this organization will be an asset for the community. They will serve as safe, accountable, and spiritually environments for individuals to transition into sober living. And he asked that this is approved. We also have a letter from Pastor Jose Reyes, and he states that he serves at Nueva Vida here in the city of Cleveland. And he states that he's asking the board to approve this request. States that this is not only an investment in those seeking recovery, but it's an investment in well-being and the future of our city. We also have a letter from Father Mark R. Riley, and he states that he is in support of this organization. And he states that I have seen there is a great need for this kind of help that this organization has to offer. Sadly, it is too often the case that individuals struggling to overcome addiction fail because they cannot secure a safe and sober place to live. And so for that reason, he believes we should support this project. And then finally, we have a letter from Councilwoman Jasmine Santana. She also states that she's writing to express support, and she believes that this proposal can move forward responsibly due to the owner, Harry Quinones. Sorry if I butchered that, states that he has demonstrated genuine commitment to being a good neighbor and maintaining the properties with care. So I will put these in the file. Do we have any other questions from other board members or other correspondents, Madam Secretary?
I do have an email. I'm not sure if this was mentioned. I received an email of support from Councilwoman Santana.
Okay, I think that's what they have printed out there.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Would you like me to read it or no?
It's up to you.
I'm writing to express my support for Casa Vida LLC's request for zoning relief. After a thorough discussion with the residents in the surrounding neighborhood, I believe this proposal can move forward responsibly. The owner, Harry Quinones, has demonstrated a genuine commitment at being a good neighbor. The appellant is seeking relief from the sections cited in the agenda. The same variances are requested for the address of 3320 Mapledale. While these variances require careful review, I believe Casa Vida's operational plan, oversight structure, and communication with the neighbors support a responsible use of the property. For the organization's focus on youth development offers positive benefit to our community and based on conversations with nearby residents, I'm confident that Casa Vida can integrate well and uphold expectations safely, cleanliness, and respect for the neighborhood. For these reasons, I support the applicant's request and respectfully ask the board to give full consideration to the zoning relief. Councilwoman Jasmine Santana. And that's all that I have for correspondence.
All right. I'll call for questions from the board one final time.
Madam Chair, I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Yeah, it's my understanding this is going to be all men but I don't think we've discussed the age range, and just to verify, they're all expected to work while they're residents here?
So I'm gonna just ask you to keep your answer strictly to whether or not they'll work. We have decided that maybe we shouldn't inquire into the gender or, things of that nature of the occupants. So if you could just tell us whether these individuals will be employed.
So the ages is gonna be from 18 years old.
Okay.
So, well, not limited to them.
Will they be employed?
Pardon me?
Will the individuals be employed?
Individual.
Will they be working?
Oh,
Will they have jobs?
so that's our part. We refer them. So, and we help them because the first 2 weeks they have restriction. They only can go to attend their IOP at Spanish Humano, that is in Spanish, and authorization to go. We take them to the AA meeting close to the facility.
Okay, all right. So that's
So,
part of the work that you do
It's
for
part
them.
of the
is
work there.
try to
And
help them
also we do meeting in the house to show them responsibility. So the chores of the house, who's gonna be this, who's gonna be the other things. So we also talking about, the opportunities, job opportunities. But mostly we talking about then the 12-step recovery program, and how they can change their life. Sorry, I'm nervous. Their life through the process and the spiritual principle from the 12 steps,
Okay.
because we are a spiritual program.
Okay,
So
all right. Thank you
but
for that.
I also
And
want to
Madam
mention.
Chair, just to follow up, if just curious to know if there is a succession plan in place at such time when Mr. Quinones Sr. is looking to relinquish his role as director?
I'm the director of Casa Vida. I'm the
Okay.
director and also we performing anything the Casa Vida needs in order for this project to be successful
Okay.
and
Thank you for
helpful
that.
for the community.
Okay.
I think that's a valid question because we're always looking for individuals to take, oh, sorry, Maureen D, to take responsibility. So there's always so Mr. Quinones, he's a mentor. And so through the roles of individuals who are working in the house now and his son, he will be building succession for this project if, it's proved to be a successful project. I also wanted to add that the goal of sober housing is self-sufficiency. So individuals who graduate from sober housing have to be working and being able to afford their own place to live. So that is the goal of sober housing.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Do we have any additional questions from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I think we've heard a lot of testimony today. And I appreciate everyone being here. We have support from city planning. We have support from the councilwoman. I personally think that it is something that is needed within the community to reach out to those individuals who are Spanish speaking. And with all that being said, I move approval of calendar number 25-176 and 25-100.
All right. Thank you for that, Ms. Faith. Do we have a second?
Board Member Holzer, I second.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Holzer. Can we call the vote?
Mr. Madison,
Yes.
Ms. Holzer,
Yes.
Ms. Faith,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Calendar numbers 25-100 and 25-176 are granted. They will be ratified next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you can contact us next Wednesday for further instruction.
Thank you so much.
All right. You're quite welcome. Good luck with your project.
Madam Chair, it's reached the time that I need to excuse myself.
All right. Sorry. It looks like we kept you 2 minutes over, but we thank you for being here, Ms. Faith. Have a good day.
Thank you. I
Uh-huh.
need to go take care of myself.
Yes, you should. We'd like to hear that.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Take care. All right. We're going to call our final case of the day. This is calendar number 25-152. We'll have Samuel Rivera come forward. And as you do that, I'll have Ms. Holzer read in the case.
Our final case is calendar number 25-152. This is at 4239 West 143rd Street. Samuel Rivera, owner, proposes to construct an 800 square foot one-story metal frame garage on a 4,200 square foot lot in an A11 family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda and the public record, of which there are 3. I apologize, my agenda only has 2 listed.
Mine does too.
Unless hers only lists 337.23A for the second, what's listed second on the slide.
3.
So we'll see if all 3 are needed. I'll continue. This case was postponed from September 29th so that the appellant may meet with city planning for design guidance. The appellant has since reduced the garage down to 800 square feet from 960, and the dimensions are 20 foot by 40 foot down from 24 by 40. And with that, Madam Chair, I'll hand it back over to you for the oath.
All right. Thank you for that. I'll go ahead and swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is
Oh, I
the whole
see.
truth and nothing but the truth? You'll raise your right hand to reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, and give us your address.
I do. My name is Samuel Rivera. SAMUEL RIVERA. Address 4239 West 143, Cleveland 44135.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll now turn to those of you who are online and wish to speak in this matter. I'll start with you first, Tony. You want to swear in?
I do. Tony Jones, 14703 Puritas Avenue.
All right, thank you for that. And just spell your name. It's pretty simple, but we'll have you do it for our court reporter.
Tony Jones, Toni. Jones is Jones.
All right, thank you for that. And I will turn to you next. Chris, do you want to swear in, please?
Yes, my name is Christopher Widow. I represent the property owner of 4231 West 143rd Street. And I do swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give today is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay, thank you so much. And it looks like that is all that we have here. Do you intend to speak in this matter?
She's my wife.
Okay.
I
Oh,
intend to.
sorry. I was addressing someone in the room. Sorry about that, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll go to history of the property.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had history at the last hearing, but I'll go ahead and read it again. There's been no changes in the zoning since 1929. The Records Administration Office, we found that a permit was issued in 1936 to erect a dwelling and a garage. There are no variances on file and nothing of note in the more recent history. I do need to, the appellant has requested that we contact translation services, so I think we're gonna do that through a cell phone. I was unable to get them to call in. They weren't able to do that, so we're gonna try to do that on a cell phone, on speakerphone.
Okay.
Thank.
All right, we're going to go off the record just briefly until we get the translator.
Yes, might be monitored for quality assurance purposes. Would you like to
I'm sorry, could you say that part again?
Yes, is the client with you, or would you like me to dialogue for you?
The appellant is with us and we are in a public hearing. So please advise us if you have trouble hearing the other members at the table. The appellant's name is Samuel Rivera.
I'm sorry, is this for legal? Sir?
Yes. Are you an L5?
No, I would have to transfer you to an L5.
Oh, great, thank you.
That's fine. I try to do it myself. Sometimes I don't understand
Sure, thank you.
certain words, but if we go slow, maybe I can do understand.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
maybe Xavier could go stop in Building and Housing and ask Marcos to come over. He can fluently translate and has worked with the applicant previously.
Okay. We will take a moment to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
It's not an inconvenience. We should actually have interpretation services on standby, honestly.
Agree.
Thank you.
Fully agree. Mhm.
No, but yeah, was not able to get it.
All right. We'll go back on the record in calendar number 25-152. Mr. Rivera, we were unable to get an interpreter. Do you feel comfortable moving forward in English?
Yes.
Or do you want to wait until we have an interpreter?
No, I think I can try to do it.
Okay, will you just let us know if there's something that you're having a hard time with? Then we'll
Okay.
make sure to
Thank
slow
you.
it down for you, okay? All right, so we've gone through history of the property. Can we have legal, please?
I need the slide. Madam Chair, members of the board, the appellant is requesting area variance from the location and height requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. And I will now turn to you. Do you want to have Mr. Widow speak on your behalf, or do you want to start off?
Let's do him first.
Okay, Mr. Widow, he'll defer to you. Please go right ahead.
Thank you. Actually, no. I want to be clear about my role here. I don't represent Mr. Riviera. I represent Rosemary Himmel, who owns 4231 West 143rd. That's the yellow house that's directly next door, and which would have its windows blocked by this building.
Oh, okay. I heard you say you represent the property owner, so I just assumed you meant the applicant. So I apologize for that confusion.
Yeah, when I said property owner, I was referring to my client. the
Okay,
owner of
hold up. Okay, we'll hold 1 second for your testimony and we'll allow you to speak, Mr. Rivera.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Yes, the change that we did before was 7. They required 10 feet from the house. So before it was 7, and I reduced the garage to be in the code and to do the 10 feet and lower down the garage too. And we are working on that to be approved and move forward.
Okay. All right, Chief Leonard, can you chime in? He stated that he has reduced the size of the garage to be in compliance. Does that take away the need for any of the variances that are listed here?
Madam Chair, so the variance is, the only variance that he needs is the one that it's not in the rear half of the lot, and also that it is too close to the neighboring building on an adjacent lot.
Okay, so that first one then is not needed. So,
That's correct.
okay. All right. Any questions from the board based on that? All right, I'll now take testimony from Tony Jones.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good
So
morning.
Jefferson Puritas has the stands to not be in favor of this. The property at 4239 West 143rd already has an existing 2-car garage on the parcel. He's looking to build the proposed garage on an adjacent parcel that has not been consolidated. So the separate parcel that he's looking to construct is also going to be in front of the setback of the existing house by 4 feet. He's looking to also add about 1,400 square feet of concrete that's going to go all the way down to the sidewalk to use as additional parking. He is running a construction business and he's looking to construct this garage as a storage unit for all of his trailers, his trucks, and any materials that he has. So we turned him into the building department because he was forming out the new garage section without having a permit. There also is established some water lines as well as electricity that is there. He did pull a permit for the garage. He has not pulled a permit for any of the electrical or the plumbing work, and that's been since May of this past year. We also don't think that he maintains the residential character of the street, and the parking pad installation to the sidewalk is basically a pedestrian hazard. You should have in your possession a letter of opposition from our Councilman Casey, and we also have, there was also an email from Nate Lull, our city planner, that did have some questions, and he also questioned, even if you would approve this, if he would be able to get approval from the building department, just because of the issues that we pointed to.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Jones.
Okay.
Do you want to respond to that and kind of tell us what it is you're building and
Yes,
all that good stuff?
The reason is that I built this second garage is because the one is 16, one is small and lower, and I got already equipments there, and then it's not big enough to fit my trailers and my van and my rest of equipment to work. And for the plumbing and electrical and all this stuff, I did submit the permit, but it's not finished yet because I'm waiting and to get approval to get forward. But I will do all the permit, and for the concrete, I agreed to reduce the concrete up front and do the curve to be on the code and be forward with that.
Okay, so the zoning code requires that if you're building an accessory building, that it's located on the rear half of the lot. But you're instead proposing to build this on the front half of the lot. Can you
Yes,
state why that is?
yes, if you let me show how is the lot. Can I go?
Yeah, please.
So this is a 16 lot from the house, but the old one is only ends over here. It's not all the way. Space over here to the left. Also, I got folks over here with attention. I explained that I am donate, and he already saw in the person A, and he understand what is the reason to build this garage and that's a section instead of push it back because
Okay,
that.
wait, where's the house?
This is the house.
Madam
This
Chair.
is the existing garage, and this is the.
And that's the new one. Okay, got it.
Oh, the aerial photograph is on the screen. Oh, that was a good one.
What's the best view you'd like me
I
to?
think the aerial would be good. The one that had the yellow outline too was good.
This one.
The other one, that one. So you can see the house is on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
The
and I
swimming pool and the garage is where I believe that he lives at. Do you live at that home, sir?
I'm sorry.
Do you live in the house that's where
Yes.
the swimming pool is? So he has acquired the lot next to it and he's in process of consolidating the lots. But you can see the lot is shorter than the one that has his house on it. And he's
Yes.
proposing to put the garage in front of, it looks like there's a van there. It would be in front, a van and a 6 foot tall fence is, the white line is the fence.
Yes.
He's proposing to put the garage right there where you can see the hand on the screen.
Okay, and that is helpful, and that does reflect the drawings that the appellant has pulled out of his file. It does show that the particular lot in question is not as deep as the lot that it is adjacent to. And so there's literally no other place to build the garage other than on the front half of the lot.
Unless he removed the existing garage that he had expanded that garage in the back. Has the appellant explained why he could not use his garage that's existing and expand, or the location of the existing garage in the back?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was my question when I looked at this drawing. Do you
Yes,
wanna speak to that?
Yes, the reason is because we already have like 5 cars and separate from the trailers at home. So my wife car, my 2 cars, my son's cars, and if I use the existing garage and make it bigger, we still need to share the driveway. So I have to keep moving always cars, and it's gonna be a mess with the trailers and to pull it out, to take the cars out. That's the reason that I try to build a new garage and do the new section of a entrance using the existing driveway and do the curve to make it into the new garage.
Okay, that is understood. Any other questions based on that from the board? All right, Chief Leonard, did you have a new comment or is that an old hand?
No, I have a new comment, Madam Chair. I have a few concerns here. I think it was represented as an accessory garage to his home, but through this testimony, it seems as though he's using this for storage of vehicles and materials for his business. And that would require a use change of the property. You can't store commercial vehicles and construction materials on a 2-family lot.
Okay, so given that testimony, what is the proper course then for Mr. Rivera to take?
There's a couple options here. You could hear out the rest of this case, and we could, if the variances are approved, we would have to restrict it and no storage permitted at all. Alternatively, he would revise his application to state his true intents, and then come back before you as essentially that garage is being used for solely his commercial storage. And so that would be my recommendation. I hate to push him back out further, but essentially he's asking for a use change here.
Okay, that is noted. Do you want to respond?
Yes, this is not gonna be for commercial use. I do residential, but I got equipments which tools that I use always have to put it in the inside of my house because the winter could be damaged that equipments, and so it's not for storage. Commercial stuff. It's all only for my personal stuff and to keep my work going on. You know, that's what I do for living.
All right, Chief, does that change your position, the testimony that we've just heard?
No.
Could he clarify what he's storing? Because the testimony we heard prior was for his commercial business and he has 5 vehicles.
The 5 vehicles is for my family. I only got 2 trailers and a van
Okay.
for work.
Madam Chair, could he repeat that? Did he say trailers?
Yep, 2 trailers.
2
and a van
trailers.
For that is for his work.
It's a small trailer. This one is 7 by 12 and the other one is 7 by 14. So it's small. It's not big trailers at all. So
Okay, so I mean, he stated that he is using this for his family's cars. There are 5 drivers in his family. And then in addition to that, there are 2 trailers and a van for his work. So does that change the use, given that he's storing cars for his family and trailers for his work, or is this okay as adjudicated?
I believe it needs to be re-adjudicated. 2 trailers and a commercial van seems to be storage for commercial vehicles.
Okay,
this.
so with that being said, it looks like you have to submit some additional information so that this can be what's called re-adjudicated. They will want to now consider the fact that you will have your work trailer and van stored in this garage and that it will not just be a garage for residential purposes. Does that make sense?
And Madam, clarify,
Mhm.
he has another brick and mortar place for his business, or is he operating his business from his home?
Do you work from home?
No, I do my house and flip it. And some customers, I do service, but I don't work from home.
Where do you operate your business? Like, where do you do the admin for your business? Is it from your house or do you have another location where you operate your?
Normally is buy and flip it. So I buy a house, fix it and sell it. So, and that's normally stuff. Couple customers, they know me, they do that, and I can do small job for them. But I'm trying to keep my business on the buy and sell the houses. So it's not. I don't gonna bring no customers, nothing for that. Using the garage for that reason. No, it's only for my personal stuff. And
Okay, Chief Leonard, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think what he's saying is he's a service business and he operates. He goes to his client's house, but he doesn't have like an office where he actually operates a business. So I believe what he's saying is a service business operating from his home in terms of admin and where he keeps his vehicles and then services other properties and then brings them back in the evening or early. So again, I believe that it just needs a use change here.
Okay. All right, so we will let him know to get a use change. Mr. Widow, you're the only one who haven't given testimony. I'll give you an opportunity to speak.
Thank you. I was going to make the same argument that Ms. Jones did. And I share the same concerns about whether a use variance is really what's needed here. And obviously, we object to being right next door to a building that's going to be, contain construction materials. We have concerns about, flammability and whether that would put, this, my client's property in danger. I also question, when I look at this, at the image, the image on the screen right now, whether the appellant can meet their standard to show that there's a practical difficulty in complying with, or at least substantially complying with, the area variance, to the extent that, if this garage were located further back, where the van is parked there, then potentially some of those concerns would be alleviated, because it would no longer be directly in front of and blocking the view from the windows of the residency. I mean, I think the first thing obviously is the use variance, which is, obviously beyond that. That's a whole other, that's a new matter. So we have
Okay.
that.
All right, this is noted. Thank you. And then I'm going to give you your drawing back. What has been proposed is that your garage moves back a little bit. Is that something that you've considered?
Could be considered.
I want you to speak into the mic so they can hear you online.
Yes, is that something that I consider? But at the same point, they tell me that it's too much concrete already. So if I push it back, it's gonna be more concrete up
Okay.
front.
Okay.
That's and it's not gonna change too much. It's not much space
Okay.
in the back could be maybe 6 feet back or something like that, but it's not gonna, because the tensioner is in the way.
I see.
So
Okay. All right.
Um,
Well, we're
more than-
gonna wait. I'm sorry.
I said, I think it would be more than 6 feet. I mean, if you look at the image of that back area, it's much larger
Yeah.
than that. You probably get at least half the building back there. Of course, if it's not being used for a commercial purpose, which is probably a bigger concern at this point in time.
Yes, which is why we're going to end the hearing at this time. And we're going to allow this to go back for re-adjudication to, put this through the process showing that it's going to be storing commercial items. So where does he start with that? Chief Leonard or Mr. Bay? Who should he go and see?
He's going to need to withdraw this appeal and submit a commercial permit, because it was under a residential permit previously. And since he's storing these commercial vehicles, he's going to need to submit a commercial permit to Building and Housing, and then we will re-adjudicate it.
Okay, so you will go to Building and Housing and let them know that you need to submit a new permit that reflects the fact that you're storing commercial items in your garage, and then they'll put it back through the process.
Okay, and when I 6 feet back, it's not he thought it's the whole lot. No, it's because the cable tensioner is further. No, not the whole lot. That's
Okay.
why that.
I would say maybe draw that on your maps going forward when you submit it. Just add that so that everyone knows that you have that restriction.
Okay.
Okay.
And Madam Chair, has he submitted to the survey department the intent to consolidate lots?
Have you tried to consolidate your lots, like make them all into one?
Yes, I got it over here. I just need a stamp and finish the process. But it's more. It's just a little stuff need to be done. But I don't want to keep more money, and at the end waste I already spent a lot of money there. And if you guys decide to deny, I'm gonna lose everything.
Okay.
So I don't want to keep more money. But you can see only need the stamp and all little stuff, and it's done already. They already set the pins at the property and all this information, which is here. But that's the reason that I didn't finish yet.
All right, so Chief Leonard, it looks like he did submit to consolidate the two lots. Did you have a follow-up question for that?
No, if he could just include that information in his new permit.
Okay, so just include that with your new application, okay?
Okay.
All right, so that'll conclude this matter. Maybe I'll see you guys back, maybe I won't.
So the appellant is
Um,
agreeing to withdraw his appeal at this time.
Yes, and he's gonna submit a new application that reflects the use of the garage.
I could give him some of the documents back that.
Okay.
Not the application, but the construction items.
Okay.
Before you
which you'll
leave, I can-
probably need to submit. Okay.
Madam
so
Chair,
that concludes our matter today. Who said that?
I did, Madam Chair.
Oh, yes, Ms.
So
Jones?
there's been some considerable work that's already done to the proposed footprint of the garage where he did install some plumbing and electrical work without having a permit. Would we be able to have that work inspected? He has not pulled
Yeah.
a permit for that, just for the general, just for the garage itself, but that work's been completed since May of this year.
Okay, yes. Chief Leonard, do you want to chime in?
I can talk to Building and Housing. I'm assuming the reason why he's here today with the application may because he can clarify, did he receive a violation notice for working with no permit?
Right, he only pulled the permit for the garage, not for the mechanical work that's already been completed.
No. Yes, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I be very specific when I the permit for the garage. I describe all the I want to do it there, so it's there, for the plumbing and electrical and everything.
Okay.
So you can see the application and says electrical, plumbing, and all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so it sounds like it's on the application based on what he's saying. Chief Leonard, anything further?
No, I work with Building and Housing. They won't probably come out and inspect until this is approved, because if it's not approved, he will have to remove those items.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So we'll direct him to Building and Housing. We'll conclude this matter for today and we'll see everyone if this comes back to the agenda. So that concludes us for today. Thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right, good luck with your project.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Bye.
All right, we will now look at our old business. Looks like we have numbers 1 through 6 that are up for ratification. Any objection?
No objection, Madam Chair.
No objection.
All right, so those will be ratified without objection. Looks like there's an affirmation request in calendar number 25-077, where Ruth Lowe, who lives at 3228 East 55th Street, she needs more time to complete the third floor electrical. This variance was granted June 2nd. Any objection to giving her additional time?
No objection, Madam Chair.
No objection.
All right, so that will be affirmed. We will give the appellant additional time. And then we do have a request for postponement, which is calendar number 25-183. It looks like this appellant is requesting additional time. Any objection to postponing this matter to give them more time?
No objection.
No objection.
And just noting, this is the second postponement. So does that no objection still stand given that?
Second.
Sounds like a yes. All right, no objection heard. So we will approve additional time for the second postponement request in that matter. And that concludes our matters for today. It's 11:38 and we will adjourn. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
I guess I will not rely on this.